There was a big showdown between the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Adityanath and the Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav in the UP Assembly today, 24 hours after a horrific, sensational daylight murder in the Prayagraj town. While Akhilesh Yadav targeted the government for its failure to control law and order, the Chief Minister claims that it's the Samajwadi Party that has harboured criminals all these years.
A massive showdown between UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly 24 hours after this sensational murder in Prayagraj, where the key witness to a 2005 political killing was gunned down in broad daylight. The chaos caught on CCTV. The police say the mastermind is jailed Don cum politician Atiq Ahmed, associated with the Samajwadi Party in the past.
गोलियां चल रही हो, बम चल रहे हो, धुआं उड़ते हुए देख रहे हो, और मुख्य जो गवाह है उसकी हत्या हो जाए, अधिवक्ता की हत्या हो जाए, सुरक्षा जो कर्मी थे उनकी हत्या हो जाए, और आखिरकार पुलिस क्या कर रही है उत्तर प्रदेश में? ये डबल इंजन काम हो रहे हैं और सिक्योरिटी का फेलियर, शूटिंग हो रही हो, बम चल रहे हो, क्या कोई फिल्म की शूटिंग के लिए आप ये करवा रहे हैं क्या?
जो ये अपराधी हैं, जो ये माफिया हैं, आखिर ये पाले किसके द्वारा गए हैं?
बात जवाब आ जाए।
ये
जब अभी आपका नाम तो नहीं है, आपने
के खिलाफ
जवाब आ जाए।
जिस माफिया के खिलाफ
जो भी किसी का नाम तो नहीं है ना, किसी का नाम तो
सच नहीं कि समाजवादी पार्टी ने उन्हें सांसद बनाया था, ये सच नहीं है। आप अपराधियों को पालेंगे, प्रदेश पार्टी जिस किसी भी पार्टी का रहा हो, क्या चाहिए बताइए, ये अपराधी नहीं था, किस पार्टी का था, किस पार्टी का था? आप सारे अपराधियों को पालेंगे, उनको माल्यार्पण करेंगे और उसके बाद तमाशा बनाते हैं आप लोग हमारी पार्टी में। आप बताइए किस पार्टी का सदस्य है? क्योंकि बहुजन समाज पार्टी से आपकी दोस्ती है, इसलिए बहुजन समाज पार्टी का नाम नहीं ले रहे आप। क्या ये सच नहीं कि जिस अतीक अहमद के खिलाफ पीड़ित परिवारों ने मुकदमा दर्ज कराया, उसके परिवार के खिलाफ, वह समाजवादी पार्टी के द्वारा पोषित माफिया है और उसकी कमर पर तोड़ने का काम हमारी सरकार ने किया है। और फिर मैं कह रहा हूं इसे हम आज कह रहा हूं, इस माफिया को मिट्टी में मिला देंगे। सरकार किसकी है? सरकार किसकी है? गफलत में हो, ये माफिया है, इनको मिट्टी में मिलाने का काम करेंगे। अपराधी आप हैं, अपराधी आप क्या हैं? ये चीजें नहीं हो सकती।
This outburst was rare for the priest and politician who has cultivated a far more measured public image since he took over the state in 2017, towing away years of fiery speeches as the founding leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a now disbanded right-wing group. The CCTV footage from Friday shows Umesh Pal, a key witness in the 2005 murder case of Bahujan Samaj Party MLA Raju Pal, being shot dead while he was getting out of the back seat of an SUV in Prayagraj. CCTV footage shows Pal and one of his police bodyguards getting out of the SUV when they are shot. Some other men also used crude bombs during the assault, which exploded in a cloud of smoke, leading to panic and chaos on the road with people running to safety. Many even abandoned their vehicles and ran towards shops. With Nitin Gupta in Prayagraj, Alok Pandey, NDTV.
All right, so the Chief Minister and Akhilesh Yadav spar over this horrific daylight murder in UP. No double engine for crime control in UP. That's our discussion tonight. Joining us, Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the SP, Dr. Surjit Singh Dang, former minister and leader of the BJP in UP, Dr. Professor Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, and Dr. Anshul Avijit, national spokesperson of the Congress. Dr. Dang, to you first. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister says the SP has been harbouring criminals. The government has been in power for 6 years at least now.
Isn't it a fact? Everybody knows that these dons from these different districts, not only Prayagraj, they all were either candidates or MLAs or MPs from Samajwadi Party. And this fact cannot be erased. Everybody knows it.
All right, so then that means the government is not in power.
I need not press my point.
Does that mean, sir, that the government
knows.
is not in power and has no control over the reins? What is Mr. Adityanath doing then?
See, look, there are only three main pointers which decide that the law and order situation in a state or in the nation is what sort of status is. Number one is that you must know there are certain institutions and organizations and agencies. They give unprejudiced data. And those data were read in the assembly in the recent budget session only. And the opposition could not utter a word against them. And the only recourse they found was they went into the well and showed their displeasure just to show the people of the state that there is something wrong. The second pointer is the entrepreneurs and the investors. The whole world has seen, not only India, the whole world has seen that the government of Uttar Pradesh was expecting, or its objective was to get 10 lakh crores of investment in UP. And it crossed all the whatever people were expecting. It was 3 times more. That shows that the entrepreneurs, the investors, they believe that the law and order situation in UP is favorable to the industries and business. Number 3, in democracy, we the people are the masters. In the election in 2017 and after that, after 5 years, when in 22 the elections were held, the people made the best assessment. They rejected those forces which were responsible for lawlessness and giving shelter to the dons, rather encouraging them, making them their candidates, and they re-elected the government, which was formed in 17, in 22, it was re-elected.
All right. But the fact that, all right, understood, 3 points, sir, valid points according to you.
What could be a better proof? People like this BJP
What
government.
could be better proof? All right, let's move on to what could be better proof. Let's go across to our SP spokesperson. What could be better proof? On the other hand, you say in broad daylight, we see captured on CCTV footage, not just as the man killed in broad daylight. Hold on, sir, please. Hold on 1 second. We've heard you out. We have heard you out. We need to move. We need to turn sir's volume down. We've heard you out. Sir, we've heard you out. I know you say that this is a democracy, but you can't outshout people if you truly believe that. Now, this incident, the question here is, Ghanshyam Tiwari, has it deflated the Adityanath government's claims that they've improved the law and order situation? I ask this because Umesh Pal even had security guards. That's the irony of it. The incident took place 200 meters from a police station. Bombs were also hurled. All of this in broad daylight. This is a daylight murder.
Good evening, Sarah, to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists. 3 things stand against the arguments made by Dr. Surjit Singh and as well as the arguments made by Mr. Adityanath himself. One, BJP is the only party that has over 100 members of parliament who have criminal charges in the current sitting. 92 in the previous sitting. And in the UP Assembly itself, they have 111 MLAs who have criminal charges as per at ADR. So their claim that mitti mein mila denge mafia ko is a fake claim. Second, that one of our party leaders have put out a list. This was a list put out by a BJP MLA in the past, whose official letter was later rejected. This was a letter by Devmani Tripathi, who spoke about 17 criminals of the same clan of Adityanath ji, who are flourishing in the Uttar Pradesh government, who have each of them have more than three dozens of serious criminal charges against them. Third, these incidents. There are 2 incidents that make their claim a mockery. One, this incident where not only one policeman was killed, when the injured reached the hospital, they did not have adequate facilities in the hospital. Second, that they speak about bulldozer. UP has the infamy of having 952 custodial deaths as reported in the Lok Sabha recently, as well as it has the infamy of what they unleashed on the Dikshit Parivar, where the young man was asked to get naked in biting cold when he asked for justice, and his mother and sister faced the bulldozer, were bulldozed and burned to death, and the ministers of this government were participating in cultural and other song and dance programs, but did not have the basic empathy and accountability to visit the Dikshit Parivar. So this government is a government which is arrogant, which is driven by people with criminal backgrounds. Mr. Adityanath himself had so many charges, including a murder charge for over 2 decades. The deputy chief minister has had criminal charges. They are driven by people with serious criminal backgrounds. They have no ground to say that वो माफिया को मिट्टी में मिला रहे हैं, वो माफिया के साथ कवल खिला।
All right, we have former DGP of UP Vikram Singh joining us. Vikram Singh, tell us where you stand when you've seen these visuals. The fact is that this attack took place 200 meters away from a police station. That is the audacity of the attackers, the murderers here. What's the state of affairs in the state?
Sarah, good evening, and good evening, everybody. I would like to say that I have seen Prayagraj and UP and the crime and criminality from very close quarters. I would give you 2 observations. There is the thing known as control of crime, and the other is eradication of crime. Control of crime is very much possible, but there can be no eradication of crime. This is a bad case, a horrific case, and has to be worked out. And if it is not worked out, and the assassins accounted for in the next 4 days, then there is a lot of explaining to be done by the police commissioner of Prayagraj and the DGP also. But let me tell you, before and after, these mafias, the alleged mafias, claim allegiance and were part of the political outfit. I need not reiterate to which political party. Then the leader of that political party went on to say, in case of serial rapists, ladke hain, ladkon se galti ho jati hai.
Correct.
Observation number 3, that the cases against not only the mafia but the anti-national elements were withdrawn. It was only when the High Court intervened and said, why are you withdrawing the cases? Send them a Padam Vibhushan also. And then it is not for you to decide who's guilty, who's not. It is for the courts to decide. And for innocent people, 40 commandos of the STF, myself and Brijlal, member of Rajya Sabha now, murder case was registered. Why? Because a terrorist died of a sunstroke in Barabanki. All of us had retired. At least Brijlal and I had retired, and a murder case was registered. This was the absurd lengths to which a particular political party pursued and befriended not only the anti-national elements because of the caste and communal affiliations, but also befriended for political advantage the mafia and the organized gang of criminals.
Okay, talking about political advantage and all of the issues that you've raised, Mr. Singh, let's get in Sharad Pradhan over here, where the question that Akhilesh Yadav raised is interesting because he says, where is the double-engine government when it comes to crime? And I want to ask you that because Umesh Pal is a key witness in this murder. He shot dead while coming out of his home in this vast, bustling, large city. But on the other hand, you see senior Congress leader Pawan Khera arrested with such alacrity for speaking at a press conference. And on the other hand, you have the authorities snoozing when it comes to Manu Manesar in Haryana. Both of them are double-engine governments when it comes to crime. But you see different reactions, different treatments in different BJP states.
The examples you have given is only tip of the iceberg. There are many more such examples where there has been gross injustice with a number of people who have tried to raise their voice against wrongs. And the government, this only speaks of the gross intolerance that the chief minister displays, very brazenly. And in this case also, you know, where the problem is this double engine and claims on the law and order, I'm sure Mr. Vikram Singh is also aware that the reality is that irrespective of which government is there, publicity is what they believe in. And in this case, the present government spends so much on publicity. The very fact that about 50 to 60 crores are spent every month on publicity, you can imagine how much the gap there is between the myth that is being built and the reality. It's a fact of the matter is that all these are claims which in many cases are contradicted by none other than the NCRB as far as the crime situation is concerned. According to the NCRB report of 2021, UP has a record of that year, the rape, almost 6 to 7 hours a rape And then you say that what we have done to Mahila Suraksha is unprecedented and nowhere else in the world. Likewise, there are other crimes. By displaying, by projecting that they have taken strong action against mafia, there's no dispute about that they have taken strong action against mafia, but then it is selective. It is selective. Justice. They are largely mafia belonging to, I mean, it's hats off to them that they did it. But why discriminate? Why only be selective?
Yes.
Why only people belonging to the Muslim community? There are criminals and others also. They all should be hanged. Let the same bulldozer run on them also.
Surjit Singh Dang, please come in over here. I know you point out that this is the democracy and the people seem to keep voting this government in. At least Adityanath's government has been there for 6 years, so he's been voted in again. But you talk about democracy, but what we saw with Pawan Khera really is anything but that, right? It was clearly just a scare tactic. The message is that we can come after you, whether it's IIT raids on the BBC, none of it makes sense. So how can you talk about democracy, sir?
See, look, Madam Jacob, we are talking about the law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh. We are not discussing what is happening elsewhere.
Why not?
And then
why not?
I tell you why.
Like to keep it disconnected?
Yes.
The issue is Akhilesh Yadav said there's a double-engine sarkar when it comes to crime. We are asking if this double engine works in other states. Why does it work differently in UP on certain days from different states with different communities?
No, one different community. Almost all the mafias belonging to any community have been crushed in UP. It is a very prejudiced statement by my learned friend Sharat ji. But unfortunately, the number of mafias in particular communities is more, and they were supporting the previous Samajwadi Party government. As the ex-DGP Dr. Singh, he has made it abundantly clear. He did not name the party, but everybody knows which party it was.
Okay, I have Dr. Anshul Avjit. Dr. Avjit, would you like to come in over here? I'm running out of time soon, so let me give him a chance.
No, I mean, what you call this double engine ki sarkar is actually a double whammy for every state there in power. I mean, it's double of every disastrous thing. There's double violence. There is double, sexual assaults against women. There's double caste atrocities. There's double threats, double intimidation, double the weaponization of state machinery to go after detractors. And UP is a classic example. And we saw that from the time of the CAA, where everybody who criticized the CAA were, put behind bars, or they were publicly shamed by these huge posters that came up. Absolutely disgraceful. We saw the Hathras case and what happened. The Hathras case is the most horrific incident that happened in modern India, I believe, not just because of the nature of the crime, but because that young girl was cremated without her parents being there by the administration. Had this been committed by upper caste or something, there would have been a caste war. Because there's Dalits, anything can go on. Caste is such a curse in this country, goes beyond state.
And more importantly, when the media tried to cover it, we saw what happened. They put away for 2 years. All right. Thank you so much.
Media was intimidated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Family was intimidated.
My God, it was horrific. And there should be an example of what is happening in the state. It symbolizes everything that is wrong with UP.
All right. Thank you so much. We're completely out of time, but I wanted to at least focus on this a little bit tonight. Thank you all for joining us on Left, Right and Centre. The story is not going away. We will come back to